Hello and welcome to the Sports Shield podcast. Today is Friday, December 16th, and we got the preview on a big weekend in national sports. We got some NFL preview and some MLB news. The offseason is in full swing. Quinn, why don't you start us off with Thursday Night Football?
Thursday Night Football, 49ers versus Seahawks. Big divisional rivalry here, and the 49ers won it, clinching the division. It was a crazy game. Backup Brock Purdy, third-string backup going into the season, now starter, Mr. Irrelevant in the NFL draft, has looked to be a legit quarterback in Kyle Shanahan's offense.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Shanahan can turn any quarterback and turn him into a competent game manager. Think about Jimmy Garoppolo, basically what's happening with Brock Purdy. But he has shown himself to make some pretty good throws out there. A couple of the moments in the game last night, especially on that one touchdown pass where he he pump faked twice to two different receivers to find a wide open George Kittle over the middle. You could say that's some of the balls of Brock Purdy, but that also is the offensive play design and the genius of Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is a brilliant offensive mind in this NFL. One big one, though, is that there was a roughing the passer play on defense, not on offense this time, but on defense. The 49ers hit Geno Smith late, negating a pick six. Very rough call there. Very surprising that it even came out.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I think this game was less close than the score would indicate, especially the Niners defense forced a few turnovers. Seahawks had a couple of missed opportunities. The 49ers, NFL's hottest team, I think they're going to be a problem coming to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we're going to see another hot team, Lions, in the playoffs also. One last thing about that game was Tyler Lockett was injured, the key receiver on that Seahawks team. They really run off those two receivers that they have in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and now Tyler Lockett has a broken bone in his hand.
Yeah, we'll see what Geno can do without his second receiver.
Next, okay, now we're going to go into our predictions. Eagles at Bears.
I'm a Bears fan, but this is going to be hard to watch. You got MVP candidate Jalen Hurts on the other side with A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and then one of the best defenses in the league. This is not going to be a pretty game. Give me the Eagles by 1,000,000.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. I don't know how many the Bears are going to score. Justin Fields, I have a strange feeling will do his best to keep them in this game, but I mean, the Eagles are just so good right now. I don't think the Bears will even stand a slight chance. Next up is Dolphins-Bills. This is a Saturday night football game with college football being over for a few weeks right now before bowl games begin. NFL moved some of their games to Saturdays.
Yeah, big AFC East matchup here between two playoff teams, two really good QBs. If I'm correct, the Dolphins have already beat the Bills once this year.
I believe so.
Then I think I'm going to go with the Bills for this one. I don't think that it's going to be a sweep. Buffalo's got a little bit of venom with them. They want their revenge. Josh Allen's going to come out fired.
Yeah, I think Bills are going to win this one. I believe it was a good game last time, and Josh Allen is special, especially with Stephon Diggs throwing to him.
And then over to the West Coast, we have the Chargers playing the Titans. What do we think on this one?
I'm going to take the Chargers here. Titans have been a little bit of a down streak, and I think after that big Monday Night Football win against the Dolphins, Chargers are going to come back blazing.
I am going to go with the Titans here. I think that Derrick Henry will have his way against the Titans defense, especially that front seven. It'll be interesting to watch. Could be a big fantasy week for him. But I do think both these teams are underperforming a little bit based on their rosters. They could be playing a little bit better.
What they were expecting. I do have to agree with that. They're both a little underperforming, but I think Chargers versus Titans will be a good game.
And now on to the MLB. The stove is hot, people. There are big deals, many years, lots of millions of dollars. Start off with the top free agent. Everybody wanted him. His name is Aaron, not Arson Judge. He goes back to the Yankees for 9 years and $360 million.
I mean, I think he's worth every penny of that. Putting the most recent AL home run record.
Home run record, MVP. He's basically was offered Derek Jeter's role as the captain to stay with the Yankees. Steinbrenner said, "Do you want to be a Yankee?" Judge said yes, and instantly there were $40 million added to the deal. So
yeah,
that's one way to increase your profits a little bit.
I think the biggest thing about this Judge contract is he proved himself. What was he being offered? Like 6 years, 180 or something like that?
Something like that.
And
He
now,
got a lot of money for putting together the season.
yeah,
he
he
did.
nearly doubled his contract and added a few more years. So I think it's a really good decision. Aaron Judge proved why you should bet on yourself sometimes.
The Yankees also signed Carlos Rodon, the former San Francisco Giant, for 6 years, $160 million. This could be a little bit of a risky deal since Rodon has a pretty tough injury history with the White Sox. But it's good to see him get paid since he's performed the past 2 years like the best pitcher in his league, pretty much.
Yeah, I really think that this is big part about this contract is how much money can the Yankees spend in one offseason. I mean, was that 2 deals and you're getting over what?
$520 million for it.
Yeah, $520 million
Mhm.
over 6 years and total 9 years of players. I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And now we got a trio of shortstops in their prime. Carlos Correa, Trey Turner, and Xander Bogaerts all signed long-term lucrative contracts. Correa went to the Giants for 13 years, $350 million. Trey Turner, 11 for $300 million with the Phillies, joining his close friend Bryce Harper. And Xander Bogaerts goes to the Padres, who grab another shortstop, 11 for $280. It's good to see the team spending a lot, especially after this last offseason with the owners' lockout. Now that the league has kind of returned to normalcy a little bit, we're seeing the owners start to open up their checkbooks a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a lot of money being thrown around. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of those luxury taxes going through.
Yeah, and some of these deals could end up being a little bad on the long-term end. Think like Albert Pujols in his last few years in Anaheim, because 13 years, they're going to be paying Carlos Correa to play for them until he's 43. I don't know if a shortstop can be productive for that long in the MLB.
I think the 13 years on that deal is more of a, hey, we need you to come with us. We want to lock you up for as long as possible. Just so I think it's more of a control factor where they know that they can get rid of him, but he'll still be under the contract. If they do need to keep him and do some things with him.
You can also spread out the money a little bit more with that. You can pay him for a longer time, lowers the average annual value a little bit.
Yeah, adds flexibility, a lot of flexibility to that team.
And then we're going to go to Wilson Contreras, breaking Cubs fans' hearts, signing with the St. Louis Cardinals, the heir apparent to Yadier Molina, one of the best catchers in baseball history. 5 years, $87 million. Even as a White Sox fan, it's nice to see him get paid and get recognized for all that he did.
I have to agree with that. The Cubs weren't going to be contenders for a few more years. He needs another ring. I believe he won it with us in 2016, and it just hurts to see him gone, in my opinion. I mean, I loved him. He was one of my favorite players. He was the backstop of the Cubs for, 7 years now?
7 years, yeah.
It just hurts to see him gone, but out of all teams, did it have to be the Cardinals?
Yeah, what do you think the reception is going to be like when the Cardinals come back to Wrigley?
I think they're going to cheer for Contreras. I think the fans don't hate the Cardinals as much as they love Contreras because he just was so special to that team. It does hurt to see him gone, though, and it's going to hurt even more when he gets 4 home runs against us next season.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all the sports news we have for you this weekend. Have a great weekend, Geneva.